I've entitled this Dr. J. Eric Bishop, the teacher, the man, the friend. The teacher. Eric is flat out an outstanding teacher. I vividly remember at the end of my first year at CD back in the late 80s, Eric and I were sidling down the sidewalk on the last day of school, and he was lamenting, "I have so much more I want to teach." I thought this was an odd but admirable although I was not necessarily feeling it. It certainly did not surprise me. I had noticed his passion for his craft during my first year, and it was an inspiration. And I just remember also hearing student after student talking about Eric in some kind of survey that students had taken. Eric embodies a number of qualities that are the mark of a great teacher. He is creative. We've all enjoyed his bulletin board displays that give us a glimpse into the creativity that goes on within the walls of his classroom. And here I say show card. Well, I was going to show the card. He would create these cards for me when I direct a drama or helped direct a drama. And the one I was going to bring was, "I hope Lost in Yonkers has a picture of me on the outside. Then it doesn't drive you bonkers." And it's got me with my finger up my nose. Very funny man. I noticed a particular connection he made with this year's freshmen, as I think he does with every class. But I asked some of them to talk about him after I noted that several of them had picked him as their subject for a paper on wise persons. And speaking of his creativity, this one of the students said he takes extra time to find music and videos that relate to our lesson. His resources for any given topic or theme he is teaching are legendary. Files and files of newspaper articles and pictures and cartoons, a never-ending procession of sensory stimulations that keep his lessons relevant and alive. He has a wonderful sense of humor. I remember my mother-in-law, Luella Blosser, saying the importance of a sense of humor for a missionary. So it's even more important than being a Christian. So you can always become a Christian. His howling laughter can be heard reverberating around the Dieman hallways. He listens. A quote from a student: "He legitimately cares about what I have to say and always answers my questions graciously." I thought that was well crafted by Grant Souter. That was good. His students are students of his for life. He has countless interactions with former students and continues to nurture and mentor them far beyond high school. One of his greatest joys is jamming with students and former students here on the dock stage or in the basement of his home on his guitar. Eric has wonderful writing skills that he has been passing on to his students, both in the classroom and his work with the DocuNet staff. He has graciously helped edit several of his colleagues' research papers and has crafted many a fine article for the Lamplighter and other school and church publications. He genuinely loves and cares for his students, and the theme I've heard over and over these past 26 years since I've been here from his students in this, and it sounds kind of trite in a way, but in and through and around and through the curriculum, they always say he teaches us about life. His teaching has gone beyond these walls to Sunday school, Dockwoods, ALI courses, and on and on. He was born to teach, and I believe he will be teaching until he breathes his last. Let me show you how to die. I suppose if Eric had told his high school teachers that he would like to ultimately get a PhD, they may have encouraged him to set his sights on a more realistic goal. Well, like Eric Kratz, he has accomplished much through tenacity and hard work. He has earned that title of doctor. He shows up to school, to church, to breakfast, to meetings, and all the other obligations in his life. He loves and cares for Linda, his wife, and his two children, Wendell and Angela. He is a good husband and father. He is a man who works hard at nurturing his faith. How many times has he approached me and said, in my devotional this morning, I read about yada yada. He's been built on me and my lack of that daily. But seriously, he works hard at maintaining a right faith, and I admire him for that. Eric does things right. My biggest trepidation in preparing this reflection, even to the moment I walked up here, was that I would in no way do it as well as the man I'm honoring. I always breathe more easily when he is responsible for something because I know it will be done thoughtfully and well. His care for people extends beyond his students and his family. He takes time to talk with and mentor persons for whom life is a struggle. The friend. This I will keep brief. Eric and I have been friends ever since my first year at CDU, when we would amuse ourselves by speaking in thick German accents to each other. Our trips to Europe together with the car have been epic. He will always be Gehazi to me. That's just... You know who Gehazi is? He's Elijah's servant, okay? And he was given that name by somebody in Europe. Anyway, our shared love of Seinfeld shtick is a source of great amusement for us, and I'm sure a great annoyance to others. But most importantly, we carry... You don't do it, I will. This is difficult, but it is most importantly. We carry each other's pain and shortcomings and have formed a bond of accountability to each other. This is a treasure. Oh, I'm such a weeper. So don't take it as a special honor that I weeped. I do it all the time. So, Dr. Bishop, I count it a privilege to be your colleague and friend. Thanks for 35 years of super to Christopher, that's another inside joke. Super quality service to Christopher Dockman at High School. And if you ever hear, that's our secret code whistle to each other. This was given to me as possibly an inspiration for you to go to the shore with the money that's in here and get a bed and breakfast with you and your lovely wife and spend some quality time.
Thank you. You know, and the best part about all this is I'm not dead.